Nerd Topics, Papa J, Z Money Book, the NSFW show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. Papa J in the building, better buckle up. For my fans, I'ma drink out the Stanley Cup. Like I said, now bow, better buckle up. And I got my people with me, what the fuck is up? Bo back in the building with a new sound. Coming in loud, breaking through the crowd. NSFW, best show round. And I'm a big boy, so I know I make my family proud. Z Money in the building, yeah, I'm going up. First episode, fans showing love. NSFW, nerd stuff, and I'm on a higher level, never coming down. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. The NSFW show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling.
Welcome to the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast, Nerd Stuff and Frickin' Wrestling. I am your host, Big Bulk Lesnar. How you guys doing today? I'm joined today with Papa J.
Yeah,
Z Money. Papa J is drinking the best soda in the world. Best soda, RC Zero Sugar Royal Crown. It's royal.
Oh, look at that face.
Sponsor us, please. And we got some strangers in the background. We got a little peanut gallery for NSFW. I don't know if they're going to participate, but we got a little peanut gallery.
Oh, they participated with the fucking bird.
The
bird, big dog.
Any
the bird.
participation is participation, you know?
Yeah, whatever.
We got some topics for you guys today, some topical topics. We got some more wrestling we're going to cover. Is the Switch 2 disappointing, or has it been giving everybody what they want? Xbox, what the fuck are you doing?
Insane.
And also, our number 3 all-time video game villains.
From least favorite to most insane.
I remembered what my number 5 was, man. It was the dragon from Adventure.
Oh, yeah, we went through the whole thing for that.
Yeah,
and Mecha Hitler.
He's whispering. He said sweet nothings into Papa J's ear.
Did. I got a little
Sweet
chill.
everything.
He said, I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
Hey, and I had to channel my inner Z Money because I'm in the driver's seat today, so I'm wearing gym shorts.
Isn't it the best sitting there with gym shorts? Like,
just in general, being in here with gym shorts, you know, because
I don't feel hot at all.
I think next week I'm going to do this show on my boxers.
No balls.
Yeah.
No ball.
No ball.
Why don't
No
you just
ball.
do it in your IC belt?
Okay, no ball.
That's an old gimmick. I already did it.
Do it again. Refresh. You look a little different than you did last time.
Well,
a
I'm sorry.
little less heftier.
This is the
true,
internet's
I am.
most family-friendly
Oh, shit.
NSFW podcast. I don't think we can do that.
Yes. Hey, make sure you go to all of our social media, NSFW Show. Hit that like, subscribe button, especially where you're watching us now. Hit that like and subscribe. Help us out if you like video game nerd topics and all kinds of geek galore. And you like a bunch of dudes that sit around and talk about how white and weird and pasty they are. This is the show for you.
I'm a light caramel. Right now.
Like caramel.
I haven't been outside.
Is
Put
it
your arm
caramel
up.
or caramel?
Look, I'm almost
caramel.
done.
It's
Oh, yeah.
C-A-R-A.
I'm
Cara.
almost, Cabra.
Not
Car.
car.
It's car. It's
No.
C-A-R.
So I always pronounce it.
I don't know. I probably learned
He
the
just
English
said
spell-
K-A-R. It's C-A-R-M-E-L.
I might have learned the English
Carmel.
You know, like
Maybe it's a
the British.
C-A-R-E-A-R-M-A-E-L.
You know how the British they like to take a word and then spell it differently,
Caramel.
and then yell at everybody. I probably learned the
Yeah,
English way.
they like to put extra letters in there
Yeah.
they don't pronounce, and they
Yeah.
pronounce letters that aren't in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Will you like yourself some aluminium?
Aluminium.
British. But Papa J,
Yes.
I need to ask: did you watch Friday Night SmackDown?
I missed Friday Night SmackDown. I did
Oh,
see
my
Raw.
Oh my goodness! So Friday Night SmackDown was the final, the semifinals for the King of the Ring
King
tournament.
of the Ring.
King of the
first
Ring.
two, the male and the female for one half of the tournaments were chosen, which was Randy Orton beating Sami Zayn, which, you know, we'd expect. It's
Saw
Randy
it coming
Orton.
a mile away.
And Asuka taking the female slot, well, one of the female slots.
Right.
And then just jump real quick, on Monday Night Raw, we had Cody Rhodes beating Jey Uso. How is Cody Rhodes not going to win?
Right.
And then Jade Cargill beat Roxanne Perez.
I was pulling for Roxanne.
I was too. I like my little spunky Latina.
She's got a dumper.
And a little thing in that match, because I know you don't focus too much on the female
I
matches.
fast forward to the end to see how it ended, but
Yeah.
I didn't watch the match.
Yeah, is later on in the night, Raquel's trying to get revenge against Rhea Ripley for ruining her potential spot. And they threw a parallel to where Roxanne saved Liv. Where Raquel saved Liv. Liv Morgan.
Right.
That where like Liv Morgan was like in the corner like, oh no, what is Raquel gonna do to me? And then she's like, oh no, here, let me help you up, my small little spunky thing. And I think they just need that for Raquel. I think she needs to have a small partner.
Right. She needs to be a bodyguard.
Yeah.
But needs to have a little friend.
The big thing for Friday Night SmackDown, some would say it was a bit of a pipe bomb that was thrown. John Cena decided to recycle CM Punk's pipe bomb speech.
I saw highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
Him sitting on the corner turnbuckle talking shit to CM Punk, who's pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, right through the table. Just
it was awkward because he was laying there for so damn long. Punk was. It's like,
well, because the difference between the two was CM Punk was on the ramp, so you didn't have to look too much at John Cena in there. Dope show from Zach Money.
Hey,
Who is that?
Zach Money.
Who that?
But John Cena decided to break the rules, break the little fourth wall, and he said,
he looked straight at it. Oh, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. Give a little shout out to Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler for some people, and Matt Cardona, who was also Zack Ryder.
Right.
The thing I found hilarious though is a couple days later, Matt Cardona had a match,
right?
And he's the indie scene king right now,
right?
And he just got on the turnbuckle, grabbed the mic, looked at their little camera because I guess it was streaming, and he's like, "Hi, John Cena."
Well, Kelsey Green's doing big things in WWE. I feel like Matt Cardona should be there.
Yeah, but I think he likes the ability to control his schedule, and he's making good money.
Oh, you think they might have offered him a spot?
I think they might have, but even then, they got people that they're chanting for to finally get pushes that they're not giving pushes. Oh, thank you for the follow. Look.
What'd you fucking say?
What?
Wow, I don't think that's his name.
He said,
lick a tongue.
what the fuck?
Thanks for the follow, guy.
Yeah.
You're the man. You're the man.
There's a soundbite right there. Thanks for the
What the fuck is going on?
But with Night of Champions being right around the corner, it's due to some stuff in the political climate of the world. Night of Champions is actually in danger of not happening.
Well, they didn't even mention it during any of the segments I've seen of SmackDown, so I figure it's going to be on.
Yeah, they didn't mention it during Raw, but on Tuesday morning, they announced that the WWE production crew was grounded in Qatar.
Ooh.
That's where some of the missiles.
Yeah,
hit.
Yeah, it was our base in Qatar.
Damn.
Yeah, but also I saw.
I've been to Qatar.
I saw some of the footage from Qatar of the soldiers there, just like cheering for the Patriot system, just taking out all the fucking missiles.
Right.
That we don't have free healthcare because we have free unhealthcare for everybody else.
Yeah.
But so it's grounded. But WWE hasn't came out and say Night of Champions is not happening. But Qatar and Saudi Arabia both said that we're not doing any commercial flights. But Saudi Arabia loves that WWE. They might be like, we're giving you a fighter escort. Your ass is coming here.
Right. They might not consider that a personal flight. They might consider that a government flight because they will hand out tickets for anything that's not sold. So they got a sold out arena to perform in.
Yeah,
they love their wrestling.
And the match card for Night of Champions is looking pretty stacked.
The match of the night.
Yeah, we got Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title.
Bro, it's gotten cooler since we've been doing a show, by the way.
We got Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the King of the Ring. Let's see if Randy Orton gets screwed this year.
I'll screw him.
We got Asuka versus Jade Cargill for the Queen of the Ring. We have probably opening the night because, like I said, you cannot have a match in Saudi Arabia without Sami Zayn.
Right.
Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Right. They just came up with that just at the last minute.
Well, I mean, they kind of been leading up to something like, Karrion Kross is the devil in your ear.
Right.
And, like Sam punched him in the face. Scarlett, come on, stop playing. I got what I wanted.
Right. I saw that.
And I think they're finally, I'm hoping they give the people what they want. They want Karrion to get pushed. The crowd's asking for Karrion to get a push right now.
Right.
And I think he deserves it.
I think so.
Yeah, he's killer on the mic, and even if it's just getting pushed to the IC, let him have some camera time.
Right.
I thought I heard a knock.
Nope.
You tweaking.
I am tweaking.
It's that Ozempic.
Lucky.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't get it.
What'd you get, Ashwagandha?
No, I didn't get anything. Not yet. That's a topic for the next show. But yeah, so we had Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. We got let's see, that's on Saturday night's main event. We got Goldberg versus Gunther. CM Punk versus John Cena. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's
Right.
the one I forgot about is the CM Punk versus John Cena.
If I remember right, the last time Punk and Cena tangled, Cena was about to finally dethrone CM Punk, and the Shield came out and beat the shit out of Cena.
Yeah. According to the WWE historians, they are 6-6 on each other.
Oh,
with one no contest and one draw.
all right.
So this is their final.
The rubber match.
Yeah, I'm the best in the world, or am I the greatest of all time? But also Friday Night SmackDown right before Night of Champions is littered with gold as well. You have the Street Profits defending their title against the Wyatt Six.
All right.
Against Dexter Lumis and I can't remember the guy who plays the pig.
Not Luke Harper.
No.
Eric Rowan.
Yeah, Eric Rowan. You have the United States Women's Championship. Zelina Vega is going up against Julia, and then Tiffany Stratton is defending against Nia Jax.
Now, Tiffany Stratton, yes. Now, why wouldn't you put her up against somebody we want to see instead of the tub of lard shoved into a hefty bag? Why are they doing that?
Because
That's what you love.
Because Nia Jax's regular ring gear fits Saudi Arabia.
It's a reflection of America.
That's true. But she looks like somebody. She looks like, you know what? We live in a casita, so we don't got a lot of room. So what we'll do is we'll shove a lot of clothes into one of these vacuum bags and then suck the air out of the vacuum bag so we can. She looks like somebody did that to her, man. That's
Suck their skin right close to her fat.
right.
Ew.
Right. So
Bulk.
I wish we could
made
do
him
that for me.
Just suck it all in. Isn't that what a facelift is, essentially? Just pulls your skin back?
yeah, they just cut
Sucks it
strip of
closer to
skin
your
and
face.
sew it back.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to some wrestling this weekend. I look forward to wrestling all times.
Right.
Did I forget to do something?
No, you're good.
But yeah, I mean, Night of Champions is looking like it's gonna be a good night.
Right.
And then is Rollins gonna cash in on Night of Champions? I mean, well, CM Punk. John Cena's gonna be there, but I can't remember who said it, but it's just like Seth Rollins doesn't want to deal with John Cena because he wants John Cena to walk away with the title, so that way there's only the world heavyweight title, and he controls all the power because he's the only champion that matters.
you ain't gonna pull the world belt away from Gunther.
I think so. This is what I want. Let's get Austin Theory another push. Because who's the only one who recently beat John Cena on the biggest stage of all time?
You know what? That's right. That's right.
Austin Theory is the only one who beat him in the pay-per-view recently.
And my biggest complaint about McMahon having to step down from WWE is Austin Theory lost his push.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He is awesome. He's almost as great as LA Knight, but so much younger with so much more time to develop.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed that they're pushing the fractures between him and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is now all over the New Day.
Oh yeah,
he's best friends. He's best friends with the New Day. who are also defending their title next Monday against the Judgment Day.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
got all this up here.
Up where?
Up
In your
here.
ass?
Yeah.
Oh. Why'd you point at your balls?
Storage devices. They're not used for making children, so I just I rewrote them.
Ew.
Right. He usually carries a Big Mac and a
He's
quarter pounder.
I was just gonna say he stores his gummy snacks in those one. That's where he puts his gummies because it stays nice and warm.
Jelly beans.
Because nobody likes a hard
Oreos,
gummy. Oh, we
right.
like them nice and warm, right? You get that little soft tender. Like the gummies you eat when you accidentally leave in your car in Arizona in 110-degree weather, and then you decide to grab one of them suckers out that fucking steaming bag, and before you even put it in your mouth, it's already globbing onto your fingers. You're like,
It's not gummies. When you do that. It's gummy.
It's just a
It's
fucking.
singular. It fell to the bottom of the
It's
bag.
the best, bro. There's so many other feelings like that too, but that's one I can describe as of recent that's happened. Oh, so good. Gum too. Gum, if it gets hot enough in your car, you cannot chew it like normal gum. It just fucking dissolves and breaks apart in your mouth, and you're like,
Right.
oh, what the fuck? Even some of those gums are very flavorful and tasty. I suggest leaving your gum in the car for a little bit and try
no,
it
I
out
do. I do.
yourself.
I do. I got the extra. Was it winter something?
Oh,
I don't know. It's one of the mint ones.
I like warm stuff in my mouth.
Yeah.
You see how it's okay to talk about it when it's my mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, speaking of things taking different shapes, different sizes.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of.
All right.
Yeah. Me. I lost 5 pounds
That's-
at least.
well,
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's that'll be on the show too. I like these updates.
Dude, that is 0.0000001% of your weight, dude.
Yeah. I took a step forward. Quite literally.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll talk about that in the other show.
Yeah, but
the Big Up Radio podcast, when we refer to the other show, it's no shit the show we do 30 minutes after this one.
Right.
Called Big Up Radio. And that's where we talk about all of our personal stories, all the drama, all the bullshit. If you like soap operas or shit that's like nowadays not even politically correct, I guess. A lot of feelings getting hurt, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
And you like snacks, tune in about an hour from now.
Yep.
I like to describe BLR as a 90s talk radio.
Isn't it
podcast.
fucking awesome? I like that description.
Yeah.
Right.
We are. We're like a radio show in the style of a podcast.
Yeah, they're like, what kind of show would you relate it to? And I'm like, John and Rich. And they're like, I don't know what John and Rich is. I'm like, oh fuck, how old am I? Howard Stern.
Right.
We're a little bit of Howard Stern.
Well, based
right
off of last week's fucking episode. Jesus Christ.
That was so
You
good.
could have swore, and we'll get into it. Obviously, no hard feelings, right? But
Yeah.
there's lines, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it. There's a teaser, by the way, motherfuckers.
Well, speaking of things we wish aren't our reality,
Our
reality, Xbox has partnered with MetaQuest,
They have.
MetaQuest 3 for a new. I mean, it's a skin for it. MetaQuest 3 Xbox Edition.
Yes.
Because Game Pass is coming to the MetaQuest market.
Well, remember in our Discord, if you're a part of that, I specifically, in our argument against Papa J, one of the things I brought up was Xbox is everything. And then Papa J instantly, right after, posted a picture of a baby kitten taking a shit in a litter box. And I was like, that is indeed a shit box. Some would consider an Xbox a shit box. I bet you there's people out there who would do that. But Xbox not only is trying to be on their phones, it's trying to be on Nintendo. Remember there was rumors going around where you could almost get the Xbox Arcade on the Nintendo Switch back how many months ago?
Right,
Like that
right.
was an actual topic of discussion. And now they went ahead and not only Xbox came out with a PC Xbox Game Pass update, and if you're a part of the Insider program, you can now play your Steam library with inside the Xbox Game Pass app for PC right now. And it'll be eventually brought to everywhere, including the console. But they not only are doing that, infiltrating our phones, they're also infiltrating our handhelds, Papa J. We talked about it last week. They have the ROG, Xbox ROG Ally, and then the ROG Ally X Xbox, or whatever the fuck they're
the
called.
ROG Xbox Ally X.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. But it's going to be the first handheld, and now Nintendo's got the Switch 2, and then PlayStation's rumored to have the PSP 3, right? You heard
Right.
rumors about that?
No, I have not, but you don't need it because you got the PlayStation handheld. As
The
long as your
portable?
PlayStation's
That's
hooked
called
to
the PlayStation Portal, right?
Yeah. As long as your PlayStation's hooked to your Wi-Fi at home.
Wasn't it called the Facebook Portal at one point? Remember that back in the day? Facebook? Sorry, they were trying to go with the FaceTime feature. Sorry, I didn't mean to
MySpace.
derail it. But you're right. And now there's rumors that the next official console for Xbox is going to be a physical console. You hear that rumor too? They're coming out with an actual console you set under your TV, plus all this other shit on top of it.
Now,
And the PS6 has already been confirmed.
right, the PS6 has been confirmed. When Xbox comes out with their next line of consoles, it's going to be just an overpriced PC.
That's what they're all.
And no, I don't think so.
You know what? You're right. Nintendo's not.
No, Nintendo
Yeah, but you
is
can
not.
you can jailbreak it to do all the PC shit. They've already done it, but for the most part,
Nintendo bricks your shit when you do that.
they do. But they're still doing it.
They don't just take away your online credentials. They brick that son
And
of
we
a
talked
bitch.
about that too, where Nintendo reserved the right to fucking completely brick your Switch whenever they want for whatever reason they want.
Which everybody's always had since at least
it's just
seventh
getting
generation.
caught, right? There's always ways
Right.
around it. Motherfuckers are finding ways, I bet you. I bet you there's somebody out there who found a way.
But it's just gonna be a Xbox branded laptop desktop.
Well, I think the console might be from Microsoft. It's going to be a PC,
Right.
I feel like. Obviously, you're going to be able to interchange parts more frequently. I feel like it's going to have a lot of user-friendly materials to it. But for the most part, they're not only doing all of that, they are making their way into the VR world. And how they're doing that right off the bat is getting people interested in the Meta Quest 3. So Meta Quest, which is from Facebook, decided to team up with Microsoft and Xbox to come out with a skinned version of their Meta Quest 3. So there's no actual enhancements. This version, like you said, Bulk, comes with the controller. It comes with the cool, an actual Xbox controller themed, only
Right.
specific for this. So if you're a collector, you might want to get this type of thing, right? But-
And it comes with 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate.
Yes. Now we're
So
looking
you're
here.
gonna have to put on that visor just to play WWE 2K25.
You can. That's you don't have to. This is just if you. So K-Dog, myself, we have the MetaQuest 2. There was a good 6 months to 2 years where we played the shit out of it, whether it was off and on. And now I kind of packed them away because I think they're too valuable. When the lenses popped, and I was like, I don't want to fix this.
Mine's packed away because they bricked mine.
Oh, they did.
Why?
Inactivity on my Facebook account. The account got deleted, and now I can no longer play my Oculus.
Oh, that's right, because you have to have a Facebook
Yeah.
account to play. That's why it's so
Yep.
quote unquote
It's
cheap.
the original Oculus before it was MetaQuest, and
Yeah.
I never used the Facebook account. I made it for the Quest,
Just for that.
and I never used Facebook
That turned a
itself.
lot of people off.
So
Right.
they deactivated my account for inactivity, so I couldn't play the VR.
Well, can't you just start a new Facebook account and sync it with your?
They make you log in to the account.
Yeah, the original one for security purposes.
So if I can't log into that account, I can't sign out.
Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked, but hopefully those problems have been resolved because that was quite a while ago. I wouldn't mind getting something like this because
How much is it?
that
Like
was what we're gonna find out
$500?
here. It says the MetaQuest 3 Xbox Edition bundle today is available for $399.99 USD. This bundle includes custom 128 gigabyte MetaQuest 3 S in Xbox Carbon Black and Velocity Green, matching Touch Plus controllers and limited edition Xbox wireless controller, MetaQuest Elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, and then 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Meta Horizon Plus is their creator platform where you can go in there with your 3D avatar, meet people, create shit together. It's like a,
It's like a Wii world.
yeah,
VR
it's
chat.
like Gary's mod, but with VR, and everybody's in that world. New look, same great experience, limited edition, unlimited possibilities. Now, the Xbox gaming library is going to be brought to this. So, yes, you will be able to sit if you're in bed, right? With this fucking headset on, lean back with the controllers or the Xbox controller and fucking play this VR in games. Now, you're not VR in the game. It's going to project
Right.
a screen within the VR
Right.
that you will be able to... I wonder if they have a video here. That'll be great. But it'll project this screen that you'll be able to just see your images on. It'll seem like it's a 120-inch screen, but it's just in your glasses.
My kids want it. They want a MetaQuest because my son's like, I like playing Gorilla Tag, and I'm like, we live on the second floor of an apartment complex. No, thank you, because you like to jump around when you play that.
What in the hell is Gorilla Tag?
Oh my god. That used to be the fucking game.
It's tag. So you play tag as a kid.
Yes, I have. I was the king.
But every character has like a legless gorilla skin, and you have your hands and you're jumping through trees and stuff on the VR to get through the world. It's pretty entertaining. Like some people are like really good at it that it gets really dizzy watching them play.
Right.
But my first experience with the VR game was a game called Beat Saber.
Oh, K-Dog used to be obsessed with Beat Saber.
Yeah,
It's a good game, though.
it is. It especially if you're trying to do a cardio day and don't want to go outside. Yeah, just fucking put Beat Saber on and you're just like.
All right. Let's go ahead and see the trailer for this MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition announcement trailer. Make sure, let's go. Ready? Give it a second. It's a little laggy compared to this.
All eyes on me. I run this saga. 'Cause I'm a game changer. I change it up. That's how
See?
I run it.
Huge screen.
That's how I run it. Can you keep up? Chitty chitty bang, I run this thing.
Right, what that mimics like an 80-inch screen comparable.
Yeah, essentially that's what it does. So, needless to say, I wanted to show you that specific preview because it laid out the screen in general, what I was trying to explain.
Right.
You saw how they could stretch it, minimize it, and not only that, but when you're sitting there and you just want to, you have shit to do for work, you can multitask, or you're trying to create a logo while uploading it to a website, while watching this, you can do all that shit. It's like the Minority Report. Remember that?
I do.
Who's in that? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, and fucking. That's exactly what you're doing in this VR, but you have to wear goggles instead of just freehanding that bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really cool. Yes, your head will feel fatigue. You thought taking bumps is fatiguing.
Right.
This is there, but they make special straps that you can anchor off your shoulders if you use it enough. I bought a custom strap for my MetaQuest 2, and I couldn't even tell after a while because it's nice and solid. The one it comes with is a little janky. I'd always suggest changing that bitch out and getting some protector lenses for your cover of your VR lenses when you put them on type shit. So for the most part, I think this is going to be cool. Would I buy it? Yeah, just because I'm looking for the next MetaQuest, and it's been a while since I've had one. And this might make me want to jump on that ship. Especially if I can play every fucking Xbox game on it. Why not?
Thank you, capitalism. 2025 is a good year for spending a shit ton of money.
Well, look at that thing. Why would you not? If you're an Xbox fan at all, just get it. Get it. It's a collectible, so if you don't use it, just put it on a shelf. Get it, right? It's worth $400. That technology.
I want to take an aside real quick before we move on to the next topic.
What?
Does anybody else but me miss the fucking clear cases of all the game consoles and shit?
Like the jewel cases?
Yeah, where
from the PlayStation 1 days and the Sega Dreamcast days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you can get a purple Game Boy Color and it was clear and you can see all the components.
Oh, yeah, the
inside of
atomic
it.
purple.
Yeah.
That was the name of it.
And the
Oh.
fucking
That's very 90s.
the green Xbox.
Right.
It was the same thing. It was
You can
it
see
was
the
clear.
internals.
I mean, I think truthfully, it's one of the very few things I'll give them because this was back when the company was good. Apple started that shit, in my opinion. They got that shit popular. Are
you sure? You're talking about their little iMacs? Their little colorful iMacs?
Yeah.
Remember
Double
that
clear
very
in the
first
back.
iMac?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
iMac color. That's what they called them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
All these motherfuckers. Look at that.
Yeah, it just having that clear, being able to see.
But I
all
feel
the
like that was even still, that was a little later than the Game Boy Color.
was.
But I think they got a big push because of that.
The Game Boy Color Purple, the clear ice,
That's
ice,
the one I had.
ice
Game Boy
glacier.
Color, the purple.
That's what I have. Let's see, Game Boy Color
Atomic Purple, I believe it was called.
Purple. Let's just put the purple one in. Yeah, Atomic Purple. You're correct, right here, Baba J.
Look at me. I don't remember.
Look at that shit. I had
God, I
that with the
loved
same
that.
game and everything, man.
That was fucking great. It was
Look
just
at
being
those
able to see
days.
everything that was inside of it.
And then the Game Boy Advance. You have the Atomic Purple Game Boy Advance over there.
I do.
That was mine, by the way.
It was.
So I love the 90s were so dope. What happened?
I don't know. Nintendo went from this
Social media.
all the way to the Switch 2, which, from what I hear, is other than the potential bricking issues, has another big.
It's a
problem.
fucking flop, from what I understand. Like everybody bought it, but nobody's excited about it anymore. Everybody's like, "Fuck this."
Well, the launch lineup is a little lacking.
When all you launch with is Mario Kart only lasts so long before it's boring.
We'll see how many units the new Donkey Kong sells.
Well, that's true. They're
Yeah.
pushing that one pretty hard.
Oh yeah. So, Papa J, I want you to answer me if you have an issue with this. So,
I have an issue with this.
Donkey Kong original. Well, you played it on X and TikTok. If you go to the Big Lip Radio
That's
page, you
true.
can see Papa J playing his retro arcade games. The original damsel in distress is not Peach, it's Pauline.
Pauline.
How do you feel that they are having what would be that around that age Pauline being the associate, the partner to Donkey Kong? They're like rewriting history that now she's not a damsel in distress. She's working
Damn,
with
she
them.
hot. You guys didn't even realize I was pulling that shit up?
Pauline's Mario's OG girlfriend.
Right. Well, you know,
Look at him stare.
they made up.
Look at him stare at the thing.
Hey, there you go, Mario. You know what you want.
So that's what she used to stand right at the top up here, and when you won, you got to kiss her.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like Caitlyn. That's weird. The white ass with ginger hair with a big ass.
That Donkey
See,
Kong.
I can say that.
Yeah. That Donkey Kong's name nowadays is Cranky Kong.
Look at,
Cranky
look at
Kong,
Pauline.
really?
Yeah.
Look at Pauline.
Yeah. Well, because the Donkey Kong most people are associated with nowadays is Donkey Kong Jr. It's not the OG DK from the arcade games. It's
Right.
It's a younger DK.
No, because OG Donkey Kong is right there. That's
No.
him. No, you're right. That's Donkey Kong Jr. This
Yes.
is Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
Right.
Diddy Kong, you are correct
Yeah.
at both.
Cranky Kong is the original.
See, there's Donkey Kong and
No.
there's Junior.
You see, Donkey Kong has been through enough evolution that you can get away with that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm shoving
So
the finger up his ass.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, they
I'm poking his pooper.
It apparently the new Donkey
Hell.
Kong game takes place before these
Super
Donkey
Mario.
Kong games.
Does it?
Because Pauline's 13 in the new Donkey Kong
yeah,
games.
huh?
But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so for that new game, she's
You're fucking gross.
My dingling!
What? But yeah, Pauline is a child for the new Donkey Kong.
Well, yeah, then it doesn't really fit in continuity. Not that it matters. Gameplay is the only thing that matters at the
Yeah.
end of the day, but continuity is going to
There
be
you
a
go,
little
right there.
bit screwed up.
Up one, down one. That's the new her new look.
Yeah,
For-
it looks like Paige a little
Is she a supporting character, or can you play as her?
Supporting character. I
All
think. I think she's the. She's who helps Donkey Kong use his powers for the game.
Gives him a boner.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And
You yelled at me. What's wrong with you?
What's up with these? Hold on.
Zach's going down a rabbit hole.
Speaking of,
Jessica?
look at Jessica from Roger Rabbit, bro. What's up with the redheads and white bitches?
Oh, yeah.
no. See.
The red-haired white. That looks
Jessica-
like fucking. You know, that looks like Mariah Carey, bro.
You're right.
Let me fix you on. Jessica, good.
What?
Good. Hollywood from Cool World, better.
What?
So HOLLYWOOD Cool World. Yeah, there you go.
I know how to spell.
Holly, she's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Oh, it's one of the. Oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, we watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then my mom, and then like we went to Hollywood Video, and they had Cool World, and my mom's like, "Oh, it looks like Who Framed Roger Rabbit." You know,
It's like a porno. Look at this
No,
fucking
no.
scene.
It-
What do you mean it's not a porno?
it's not.
What the fuck am I looking at?
It's,
Doesn't
I
it-
think the chick from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, over. If this is her, that looks like fucking Jessica. No. Who's that one porn star who died because she took too many weight loss drugs?
That'd be all of them.
But no,
The blonde hair bimbo bitch.
at the end of the movie, at the end of Cool World, Hollywood actually does become real, like 3-dimensional.
Trim spa, baby.
Yeah.
Who's that
That's
bitch?
our whole premise in the movie. I think she needs to sleep with the main character in order to become 3-dimensional.
This bitch.
Oh,
Anna
she's
Nicole
not
Smith?
a porn star. That's Anna Nicole.
She might as well, because that's who that bitch looks like.
No, that's Stripperella.
Yeah, right. Stripper. Oh, that's right. This is who this bitch is.
Yeah. You thinking of Stripperella?
No, I know Stripperella.
Yeah, that's or was. Yeah, I think Stripperella was based off of Anna Nicole Smith. Not,
Look at
yeah.
damn. She was a superhero bitch that fought crime in a bathing suit.
yeah. Spike TV was awesome.
It was dope. That's remember what wrestling was on that bitch.
Spike TV?
Yeah. Because I used to watch that shit for something back when I was a kid. I don't remember what it is.
Spike TV's TNT, so it might have been TNA.
Probably.
Yeah.
What was on TNT? It wasn't at the wrestling thing?
No. Yeah, Spike TV was TNT.
Oh, shit, that's right.
It was TNT, became Spike TV, then went back to TNT.
That's right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa, that's
was
Discord.
Speaking of things getting inflated, going back to Nintendo.
Please.
The lithium-ion battery for the Nintendo Switch 2, about every 1 in 12 is starting to swell.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Nintendo's already, put out a notice, like an email if you have a Switch 2, if you registered your Switch 2, that if your battery starts to swell, stop using it, contact Nintendo support, and then they'll get you in the process of getting a new battery.
Oh, shit. That is not good.
No. It's never good to have your batteries, because a lot of people don't know, because some people leave their Switches docked,
Right.
which means they're virtually charging all the time.
Well, there should be a circuit that, a chip that'll
Yeah.
prevent overcharging.
Yeah. But, I mean, sometimes don't always happen.
And, and you should go into your settings and set it to 90% so it'll never charge to 100%. That'll
Yeah,
also
that'll
extend the
save.
battery life.
That will definitely save your battery
Yeah,
life.
I think from what I was seeing is like if you're having issues with Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, like graphically they don't look as good as they should.
Right.
You're supposed to go in, put it up to 90%, and then there's a setting in the Switch 2 that says do not upscale, because it'll default upscale every single game.
Well,
Right.
most of the time,
Yeah.
when anything involves overclocking or extra features or extra programs that do startup, you know what I mean? Like load as starting up happens. For the most part, you don't want those on. You want it to load up as fast as possible. And how do you think that happens? By not loading up a million other fucking applications, right? So for the most part, you want to bring your brightness down when you're in the dark, right? You want to do all the shit to conserve battery life, but it doesn't matter what kind of handheld you're using.
Right.
That's those are standard operating. If you've used any sort of handheld from Nintendo, you should basically just apply that to everything else. Don't always leave it on a charger, right? Let the battery run out a little bit and then put it back on the charger. Let the battery run out. That's how it does it. It's a memory cell type of thing.
Right. Well, does the Switch 2 feel a little bit like the Wii U?
Or it's kind of so overly promoted that it turns out to be a flop type thing.
A little bit too similar to the last system that was out, and I got a bad feeling about this round for Nintendo. The only reason Nintendo survived the Wii U was the fact that they were the king of the handhelds. That the DS
they
and
stepped
the
off
3DS
one of the most greatest selling consoles of all time, the Nintendo fucking Wii. Did we forget about that?
Right.
They had money in the bank to fail at something. That was probably the R&R. With the I guarantee the Wii U was the research in whatever R&D.
R&D. Well, the
Research and discovery. Rest and recovery is what R&R is.
right. The 3DS sales were up there with PlayStation and Xbox.
yeah.
Okay, so they had room to float a little bit. Here they don't have that. They have just one system, and if they have a Wii U issue, and by the way, they also have a new board, a new CEO. These guys are business guys.
Not gamers.
They used to be gamers, okay? So now they're just business guys. So, I mean, the Wii U was underrated. I loved the little handheld gimmick. They marketed it poorly. People thought you were
I
going to
had
buy
to.
a screen,
At one point, I probably had 3 in my life.
right? They thought you were going to buy a screen for your existing Wii because they looked at it as an upgrade, only it wasn't. It was a brand new system. And every time Nintendo's had success post GameCube, which was their first quote-unquote flop.
Which is one of our favorite consoles of all time.
Right,
Mine, anyways.
I love it to death. And everybody else's too. That's why the games are, $50.
I have a
piece.
GameCube. I haven't given that to you. I have a GameCube.
Right, I have one, and it's the best place to play Phantasy Star. But
Dong ding dong.
it was lagging in third place behind the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Of course, graphically and performance-wise, it wasn't there. But just fun like Nintendo was there.
So then they came out with the Wii, and they had a gimmick. They had them little motion controllers.
Yeah.
The Wiimote and the nunchuck.
And then they came out with the Wii U, no real gimmick. That wasn't the last gimmick they were mooching off of.
Yeah.
And it flopped.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the Switch,
Which killed it.
because it had a gimmick.
R&D,
You could play it handheld and you could dock it for your TV.
which was what the Wii U was trying to be.
Now the Switch 2, on the other
Same
hand,
shit as the Switch.
right?
So it's following in this. I see what you're saying. Following right in them motherfucking footsteps.
And really, Nintendo 64 before the GameCube was also a flop.
Listen, Nintendo,
No gimmick.
buy Sega, give them all the money they fucking asked for, and put out the Dreamcast Mini, motherfuckers. If you want a way to go out, and then go ahead and re-release Pokemon Niantics, get with them motherfuckers. Have them re-release motherfucking red, blue, and what, yellow? Because it wasn't green over here. It was
Right.
green
It was
everywhere
yellow.
else. But you can put green in there, right? I'll take that pour. I don't give a shit. Throw that in there. Remake it. Remake it like you have every other fucking Pokemon game.
Right.
This is what I'm
Remake the
saying.
ones everybody wants. Go out with a bang and then close your doors.
If
Be
you're,
like,
if,
this
you're
is
gonna,
it.
if you're gonna release or re-release a Pokemon game,
Yeah.
give me Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, well, fuck that game. Pokemon Stadium. The only reason why I had cool Pokemon in there is because I transferred them from the Pokemon
Right.
games.
Yeah,
I need both to exist.
I want Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, there you go.
and
There you
I
go.
want-
Both can
I want
exist.
Pokemon Coliseum. No, not Coliseum.
Snap.
No,
I was
because
like,
they
that's
re-released the
yeah,
Pokemon
I was like,
Snap
that's
on
gross.
Switch.
That's gross.
No, the RPG one, like Gale of Darkness, where you had to go stop the Shadow Pokemon.
Fire. Oh, what is it? No, no.
I think it was
There's so
Pokemon
many.
Coliseum.
There's so many ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Pokemon Coliseum.
Well, I'm really rooting for the Switch 2 because it is the only console left. But I got a bad feeling.
Yeah.
All right, Han.
Well, now you know why it's the only console left, because everybody's like, this shit ain't gonna work.
Now, if Nintendo would be innovative, or even
Allow a web browser.
how innovative would it be if they had a dedicated console and then put out a handheld afterwards, or just produce the Switch Lite as a handheld and have a dedicated console? I mean, they went with the same thing twice in a row, and I got a bad feeling about it.
I mean, I'm just hoping, maybe sometime in the future we'll have Legend of Zelda on the Unreal Engine.
I think majority.
I don't want
I
that.
think
Nobody wants
not quality. Now listen to what I'm saying. I think majority is what's going to kill Nintendo, because Nintendo is the minority right now. Nintendo is the thing of the 90s. Nintendo is the console. I just realized this, and maybe you might have a different point of view, but Nintendo is our childhood, right? That's a lot of childhood
Right.
from. But that is the only thing so far that's been running still. Microsoft came back when we were teenagers, right?
Right.
Microsoft came out with their console. You had Sony came around when we were young men, right? Maybe not teenagers, but getting to that point for myself. You were already an adult.
Right.
Nintendo is the only thing that's, I feel like, been around for a long time besides Atari, who's gone, obviously. You can't.
Nintendo's the only one that's been there from the beginning.
Yes. And I think it's either you adapt and overcome and evolve, or you die. And I think that's what they're looking at right now. They're trying to stick with, we're the only ones. Great, you won. Yeah, I think I saw a post that said, you fucking won, Nintendo. We get it. Now fucking adapt and overcome, because we want you to come with us into the future. Fight these other consoles by upgrading your graphics card. Be on everything. Allow people to use your shit. But you're right.
no.
You're right. The thing is if you want to adapt and overcome, what is everybody doing? Allowing everybody's shit to be played on everything. Nintendo is the only one not doing that, and they're falling behind.
What? Well, yeah.
Not right now. I take
You
that
could
back.
say
That's just
that,
my own little thought process.
But their last generation outsold everything in that generation.
You're correct. Nintendo Switch was a fucking hit, but we're talking about the Switch 2. It's the repeat of the Switch 1, and that's what we're worried about.
Right.
They need to change. They
But
need
doing
to
what
allow.
everybody else is doing. Is
What if
not the
Nintendo?
answer.
What if? Hold on. What if? Here's a thought. Right. What if Nintendo on their Switch 2 allowed you to play Xbox? Listen to me. Hear me out. Allowed you to play Steam. Allowed you to play all that, but you couldn't play Nintendo on anything else. There wasn't a mutual deal. It was, hey, if you want my exposure, here, but you could only play Nintendo games still on this platform. What if a deal like that was worked out, where you still couldn't get Nintendo on Xbox, you couldn't get it on Steam, vice versa, you couldn't do none of that? They found a way to work a deal with all these companies to allow Nintendo's consoles to play Xbox, fucking Steam, PC, shit, whatever. Would that be something that would be plausible? Because that'd be the only console doing that.
You'd have to elect a lot of retards and then put them in charge of Sony and Microsoft to make that deal. Because,
I don't know.
Because what are you getting out of it other than a bag of cash? And
Well, what if, let's just say one of those won, right? They said, hey, we're Nintendo, we're looking for somebody to put their shit on our platform, kind of like what they do with the Sega Genesis games and the Nintendo GameCube games, but it's their library, right?
Right.
But we need to add more to that. We need to put Xbox amongst this fucking crew.
Yeah,
Well,
I would say, kind of going to what the rumor used to be of Nintendo.
That's what I'm getting at.
Way back in the day,
that's what I'm getting
Nintendo
at.
approached Microsoft, be like,
you
hey,
smelled out the trap, Bulk.
yeah, our live service sucks. Can you help us? And it's like, okay, yeah, we'll support your live service, but you gotta allow Xbox original and Xbox 360 games on your console.
Yeah, like the old school shit, just
Yeah.
like they're doing with
But-
the old consoles.
In that case, though, Nintendo would still be king, and they would still.
You're right, but that's not the case now.
Have
So we're
something
asking what you would
unique.
feel about that specific exchange.
Yeah,
Would you be like, hell yeah?
You wouldn't get new gen, but you can go back and you can play like old OG Xbox
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
or
I feel like a deal like
Xbox
that could honestly be
360.
worked out.
So where you could play last gen competition games and current gen Nintendo games.
Kind of,
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't play current gen Xbox games, but you can play last gen
Right.
Xbox games.
I'm gonna get a Nintendo because it offers something unique that the others don't.
You're a console guy though, so you would love that shit.
But you have this dream of being able to play any game on any device.
Yes.
And that takes all the personality out of gaming.
Okay, so you may be right, but explain this. Explain what I'm holding up.
Oh yeah, you got.
That's a Nintendo SP.
No. Explain what I'm holding up here.
You're holding up a emulator system that you got me for Christmas last year. That plays all of these different games emulated
In one place.
in one place.
Now, are we talking because it's the new shit and we're like, the new shit deserves its own home? And then the old shit, fuck it, which Bulk is literally bringing up with the Switch 2 putting on the old shit on there. Would that be any different? Because I think I saw a story about Nintendo 2 being the best emulation console that you'll ever have. Right? I saw that story. And this is an emulation console that has everything. Now, let me ask you a question, Papa J. There's probably things when you play this handheld that I'm holding up, that emulator that has all these games on it, that takes away from the actual real experience. We can acknowledge that.
Yes.
Because you don't have a joystick, you don't have a roller ball, you don't have whatever the arcade cabinet is banging around. You got this handheld, but the convenience is what it's trying to relay here. You have it all right fucking here, and you can play it whenever your little heart desires.
Right. Convenience is great.
I mean, what do you say about this thing? You can talk shit about it. I don't care that you're not in a hard place. This is not a
Right.
trap question right here. This is, I mean, look
No,
at that thing.
this-
When you grab it, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm about to start up some Atari 5200 games.
This thing is fun, and I have played 5200 and Atari 8-bit, but I play my real 5200 much
But
more.
let's say you didn't have access to this studio. Would that be a great fucking alternate for you to have?
If I didn't have access.
To the studio, correct. Let's say it's me, and I'm at my house, and I want to play some of this shit, and I don't have the money or want to borrow yours, so I want to break it with that. Would you be like, here, just get one of these motherfuckers?
Right, no, and that's fine. It's a little bit different, though.
Okay.
Because with the current stuff, you're losing something. You can play 5200 on this all day long and still go out and get an Atari 5200
And have a
get-
totally different
and get the
experience.
authentic
Yes,
experience.
yes.
But if you're playing Xbox Game Pass on PS5, there's nothing authentic or
That's true.
unique if you go back to Xbox to play Game Pass on your Xbox.
They're true.
There's nothing unique about it, and now you've lost competition because nobody's competing for your dollars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you've lost a unique console experience because everything's a PC in a box.
But we're talking about Nintendo, though. We can talk about Sony and Xbox doing that, but we're talking about Nintendo, which is the ultimate console experience, which we've laid out in this fucking conversation. We
Right.
know that.
It's the only console.
So you would
experience
probably want to
currently.
fight for a spot to have your titles be on the only console experience because you're trying to rep that. Because once you are Microsoft and you land this opportunity, let's say it happened, you can now say we're one of the secondary truest console experiences you can have besides Nintendo, right? If you want to play our games on your fucking hardware from previous gens and experience what it's like, what it was like, you go to the Nintendo, right? So
Right.
now, meanwhile, all these games that Nintendo freaks who are complete fanboys, which there are a lot of them, and won't stray away from their consoles to even buy an Xbox or anything else like that, I'm sure there's a lot of them, are now exposed to these video games. That's a good thing for Nintendo, right? We can acknowledge that? It gives Nintendo exposure. We're not stupid there. And Microsoft may not get exposure, but
It's a bad thing for the industry.
well, it is. But now you have an experience unlike any other. You have the last gen Xbox consoles being able to be played on a Nintendo console, which would be a first ever.
Right.
Right. First ever for anything that happens. So that's history all in itself. And then now you have this fucking Switch too, which means a little more to somebody who's now heard about games, Halo, fucking whatever that you want to play on
Right.
that shit. So
Yeah, 'cause if you
I feel like that would be a plus.
You limit it
I
to,
can't see too much wrong. Now you can explain. I'll let you do it.
sorry. If you limit it's like up to the 360. I think that's within the Nintendo Switch's capability. Is if you cut off up to the Nintendo 360,
Because they're emulating games.
You already said it. Nintendo 360.
Yeah. If you emulate up to the Xbox 360, I think the Nintendo Switch 2 can handle everything from that. But just think about between the Xbox and the Xbox 360, how many great series there are that people haven't played.
Right.
Gears of War, Halo, Splinter Cell. That, okay, well, you're not getting the newest and best, but you have the choice of spending $900 on an Xbox, a ROG Xbox Ally, or that $600 you have for that Nintendo Switch 2. We changed the live service, and now you get a little bit of Game Pass in there, and now you can go and experience those games. I think that's what Zach's getting at, is like, we're not going to give you anything new. Nothing new that's coming out unless we got a third-party contract, like Nintendo used to do. But all these old history-breaking games that you've missed out on, either because you weren't alive at the time, or you're tried and true to your Nintendo, you'll never stray away. Well, now you can try them out. You can go ahead and you can get a little taste of.
It's almost like,
OG
all right, this is on Nintendo.
Or-
This must be official.
Or you could pay the price for being just a stuck-up Nintendo snob and miss out on Halo. Screw you. I don't give a damn. And then Microsoft can put all those games on their own service for their own console, and now you've got a unique experience you can't get anywhere else. And then you have competition, and Nintendo's going, okay, well, what are we going to have to meet this experience? Instead of going, oh, well, we'll just take this experience,
Oh, good
and
call.
now we don't have to compete.
Good call.
It's
There's
crap.
so many different ways you could go
It's
by it.
crap, man. It's crap.
I think that is a good thing that you said, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much.
Well, speaking of good things and bad things, we're going to go ahead and quickly get around to our number 3 of our top 5
Yes.
video game villains of all time.
It's a cool series
Yeah.
that we've been doing for the last 3 weeks, man.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left before we got to wrap up. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start off first.
I'm going to start off
And-
first.
My villain in this position is kind of a combo because they're both antagonists within the same
I thought you were
game.
going to say bulk. They're bulk antagonists.
Yeah, they're both antagonists within the same game. And my number 3 spot is going to go to Starwolf and Andross.
Woo!
It is because
From
Starwolf
Star
is just-
Fox?
Yeah, from Star Fox.
Oh, shit.
All
Yeah,
right.
is because Starwolf is just like, oh, I'm your rival, but I'm gonna make, you know, if you take certain paths, you end up running into him.
Yeah.
And he makes your missions harder. Him
Yeah,
and his,
fuck
his
that
team.
guy.
But Andross is the big bad of the game, and they work for Andross.
Yeah.
So, and technically, it's still all Andross.
Yeah.
And my first experience with Andross was Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was kind of just like, oh, it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
And then my full experience with him, where I was just like, oh shit, I actually really like Andross, it was Star Fox Adventures. Is because you fought him on foot,
Yeah.
and you know, and Andross is just a big head with some hands, and then you fought him in the R-Wing. And the R-Wing is one of the best like video game vehicles of our time.
Yeah.
You know, I still
That should be the
occasionally-
next one. Top
Yeah.
5 video game vehicles.
Yeah. The Nomad from fucking Mass Effect. The Mass Effect 1, the one that had no fucking control.
Oh my God.
But,
The fucking, the tank from Halo.
yeah. Oh, it's Scorpion.
The Warhog. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It looks more like a Puma to me. But, Andross is like a fucking great villain. It just, because he's like, oh, you gotta shoot the jewels in his hands in order
Yeah.
to make his hands go away, and then you gotta shoot his eyes, and
Yeah.
when
When did you play him? When did you first experience him? Wait,
It-
how old were you?
how old was I? I was, oh god, I was probably like 7 or 8. 7 or 8.
Yeah. How much do you weigh?
At that time,
Yeah,
I don't know, like 7 or 8.
like 100,
No, maybe.
70,
Yeah, maybe 70. Did
7 or 8 pounds,
pebbles.
1,000.
But it was always fun. You know, in my brain still occasionally I'll just be laying in bed, or like my kids got to call me or something, and I'm just like, for some reason my brain's like activating all range mode. Star Fox is.
Star Fox is good.
Yeah,
Do you have a Nintendo 64?
I don't.
Do you have emulation of any sort?
Yeah.
To play it, even on a controller, it's still really fun.
Yeah, no.
Joystick doesn't do any justice, but the fucking controller is really fun.
Yeah, no. I want to play. I really want to play Star Fox Adventures, because it's one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. Since we were talking about Nintendo for so
Hell
long.
yeah.
Also because Nintendo, for that N64 GameCube era, was notorious for making fucking kids break their own damn controllers.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
stomped so many Nintendo controllers.
Yeah. Is you for the N64 you had to do like the fucking circle with that joystick, so you're just breaking it.
Right.
Well, that circle with the joystick, people don't realize what game that's from. When you play Super Mario Brothers, the first boss, Bowser, and every other boss after that, the goal is to grab his tail and then you spin him around,
Yeah.
right? You spin the boss around, you can do that. The faster you go and the harder you throw, the cooler it is. But I think Mario Party actually had some features where you would have to do that too.
Mario Party was the one that was breaking the controllers, and then Star Fox Adventures had people breaking the A button,
Oh, shit.
because you
Tap, tap,
had
tap,
a
tap.
test of strength type thing, so you had to keep
Test your might!
freaking. I just remember my brother and I getting to that point to where on my save file I got through it easily,
Yeah.
and my brother was sitting there for like hours
Oh my
trying to get through
God.
it, and he's like, I can't fucking do this, do it for me. And then I was like, oh man, I haven't done this part in a long time.
Did you do it?
Oh yeah, I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm the puzzle solver in my family. It's the tism.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're on the spectrum a little
Yeah.
bit.
Papa J, who's your third favorite villain of all time?
I've talked about this before because it left such a mark on me. But
I didn't touch you.
I didn't hear.
Temco Wrestling in the NES days. I played that game. You got to beat it from beginning to end because there's no save, there's no password, there's no nothing. So I'm playing this game, and I finally win the championship. Right? I beat. There's like 10 wrestlers. I beat all 10 of them. I'm like, yes. I get my belt. I'm like, yes. I beat the game. Now, being sophisticated like we are today, we would know from reading the instruction manual that that's not going to be the end, because they talk about this legendary wrestler. I believe his name was Black King, I think was his name.
Oh, how ironic.
And he was blacklisted because he was so brutal and so mean, right? So the screen goes dark, and I'm waiting for the credits to come up. No! It's him! And I'm like, no! I made it all the way to the end, and now I'm not going to beat this guy. There's no way I'm going to beat this guy. And I'm 3 sheets to the wind. I'm still drinking at this point, right? So I've been playing this game all afternoon, and I am 3 different shades of fucked up. And I managed to beat him. I figured I'd have to go back to the beginning. So I beat this guy, and I'm like, oh shit, I did it. I yanked the game out of the NES without even turning it on. And Drunk drove down to the pawn shop to immediately, because they had no game shops back then,
Oh, shit.
to immediately trade that sumbitch in for something else, because I beat it and I never wanted to touch it again.
Yeah. Oh,
'Cause
shit.
it
That's
was-
how frustrating it was?
It was scary as shit. And I know it's just a stupid little wrestling game, so what are you going to be afraid of?
But when you're 3 sheets of the wind.
But yeah, I mean, I'd been playing this game solid for like 3 weeks, and I finally beat it. And yeah, I was like, I'm never touching this again. I'm going out, Cena style with the belt 17 times. And yeah, so that scared the shit out of me, and I couldn't wait as I got older to buy the game again and play it.
Isn't it great being able to just do that, though? Like,
Right.
as an adult, you got adult money, you're like, I'm going to get fucked up and play a game all day.
Right, right.
I do that now, but I have 4 children, so I'm very neglectful.
Yeah, so when you drive to the store, you got to take a child with you.
Right, that's my number 3 out of 5.
Oh, shit. Really?
What do you got, Z?
That's your number 3 out of 5?
Yep.
Well, I got to tell you guys something.
Oh, by the way, I remembered my 5th one. It was the Dragon from Adventure.
Oh,
Dragon from Adventure, Mecha Hitler, and now Black King from Tecmo Wrestling.
Tecmo Wrestling! Well, I got to tell you my fear. Go ahead and hit the lights. Hit the lights. Well, we've been over this quite a bit. I've made a blog on our Big Up Radio website, bigupradio.com. You guys can go check that out. You can click the little tab that says blog at the top there. But my number 5 was Mr. X from Streets of Rage. What a fuck face, right? And then my number 4 was Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid. What a motherfucker.
Great pick.
He corrupt your memory cards, make you change controllers. Metal Gear Solid. Asshole. My number 3 is from Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. It's funny, we were talking about that earlier today, all the little queens, but it is Crow. It's not Donkey Kong himself. It's one of his henchmen, Crow, from Donkey Kong Country 2 specifically.
All right.
The motherfucker, what he would do is you would come up to him and he would swoop down, right? And he would jump over him, but then he would go to the other side and he'd like puke out a fucking egg bigger than he was, and and it would bounce towards you. And your goal was to time it so you'd bounce over it or run under it. And then you can go jump up and jump on his head, and then he'd fucking puke another egg out and go to the other side, duck at you, that type of shit. But if you did not time it right, that one egg, and they never all bounced the same. It was always different.
Right.
Because sometimes you would bounce on his head when he was on the left side of the screen. Sometime it was right. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis here. It says, Crow, the feathered menace from Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, stands out as a memorable villain. He orchestrates the capture of Donkey Kong, igniting the thrilling adventure that Diddy and Dixie embark upon. Facing Crow and the battle requires players to master unique mechanics, keeping them engaged and entertained. In addition to challenging gameplay, Crow's design and AI make him memorable. His dynamic flight moves, like swooping attacks, test players' timing and reflexes, creating a memorable showdown. The innovative design showcases the creativity of game developers and illustrates how Crow became an integral part of video game history. So yes, what? Papa J, what's wrong?
AI wrote that.
Nah, I didn't. No, how many blog sites have we written for, Papa J?
You know, we've written for quite a few.
How long ago did we start writing, Papa J?
Right.
I mean,
Right, 2011, I think we got our first writing gig for...
comic books.
I was about to say, you got comic books.
We used to have commercials for comic books. So Crow from Donkey Kong Country 2 is indeed my third most evilest villain of all time. And it is no joke. Go check him out. You guys can play him anywhere you have a Nintendo console, my friends. And I don't want to scroll through the other ones. If you go to our Big Up Radio website, bigupradio.com/blog, we'll keep it easy for you. You can see all the other ones we have, but I didn't put them in any particular order. So I'm going out of order in this, my friends. Do not worry. But hey, look at that. Oh, Stripperella. Hey, is it that time, Bulk?
It is.
It is? Are we running over?
Yeah, a
All
little
right,
bit.
let's go ahead and hit that indie music. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our top third villain of all time. Next week, we'll be getting to our second one. Tune in also. I'm sure we'll have plenty of conversations about video game news and all kinds of
recap
other crazy
Night of
shit.
Champions if it happens.
Yeah.
If it happens, right?
Oh, it'll happen. Now have it at an American arena if worse comes to worse.
Well, this has been the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast. Nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. This is Bulk Lesnar, Papa J, Z-Money. We're signing out. We'll see you guys again in a couple hours on Big Lip Radio.
See ya.
Peace.